All right, for this video, I just want to go over some session tips, some things that may help you on the field, also some things we want you to avoid while you're on the field. For this video, these soccer balls are going to be the children, just to get a reference point. I'm going to be right here. All right, first things first, I always encourage you to be very consistent. So today is day one of the session. I always have my kids go to the blue cones. I don't have them start at the blue cones and then randomly we start next week at the yellow cones. And I'll even remind the kids, where do we start? And they'll tell me, at the blue cones. So our session's about to begin. Keep in mind, these are just soccer balls, not children. Everybody's sitting down. We're gonna sit down together. About a minute before start time, we're gonna go over our attendance. I want you all to focus on having everyone's name memorized within 2 weeks of the season starting. All right, so when you're going over attendance, it's important to introduce yourself. Hi everybody, my name is Coach Connor, and I'm gonna be your coach for the season. Now, before we start, we're gonna go through our attendance. When I call your name, say soccer shots. Sometimes I'll have them say a cool food or their favorite color. You can kind of switch this up each week. For week one, I kind of just say have them say soccer shots. Okay, keep in mind we're 1 minute before session start. We have Johnny, we have Alex, we have Elizabeth, we have Heidi. All right, we have all of our kids here. Now, we're about to get started. Session time has officially begun. We're gonna go over our 3 rules. Guys, this is when you can be super energetic. Get lively, get excited, have them be loud. If they're not responding loudly to you, say, I can't hear you guys. Obviously, every week's curriculum is gonna be different and warm-ups can vary, but my ultimate goal for a warm-up is to engage their body and mind, okay? So, we wanna make sure they're listening. Maybe when we say ready, set, go, you say ready, set, snowman, to make sure they're paying attention. The other part of that, you want to engage their bodies, so that means we're moving around, whether it's red light, green light, whether we're acting like different animals and running back and forth, whether we're playing a game of tag. Whatever it is, it should not be stagnant, all right? If you need to run multiple rounds, go ahead and do that, and if it's awesome, do another round of it. I encourage that. A lot of our veteran coaches will tell you if you're consistent and you do the same things week over week, it's going to make the rest of your season easier. This all starts especially with the first couple weeks of the season, okay? So when I do my warm-up, I get them excited for the warm-up. When we transition into getting soccer balls, I'm gonna make it a hard transition and tell them, all right, everyone, it's time to learn our new skill. I like these hard transitions, make a big deal that you're moving on to something new, and make a big deal of what you just learned. It's time to teach them a new skill. Within 5 or 6 minutes of the session, you should have soccer balls out. It shouldn't be 10 to 12 minutes. Remember, we only have 30 minutes, and this is, after all, a soccer practice. So get the soccer balls out quick. Get them to do their airplane move, get them to do their toe taps, whatever you can do to keep the ball at their feet. Now we're on to the skill portion of our session. I always think the 3 things that are most important in the skill, obviously you're teaching the skill, but I want to teach them why we're using the skill, and then we're all going to try it together, okay? If you don't teach them why, a lot of times to them it really doesn't make any sense. And this is also a great way to incorporate it into the theme, which we can get to later. All right, so for this move, it is the pullback move. Okay, everyone, we're gonna put our shoe on the ball, airplane wings out. If you don't need to, you can keep your arms down. From there, we're gonna do pull back and turn around. Okay, that's kind of step 1 of that 3-part process I just explained. Now, why are we doing a pullback move? That's a great question. When the ball's rolling away from us, maybe out of bounds or towards our own goal, we want to pull the ball away from that. So, I'm going to kick the ball, I'm going to run after it, I'm going to say, pull back. Now we have the function. Why do we do this skill? Ball's rolling away, we bring it back. And finally, we're all going to try it together. Now that may be 1 time down the field, it may be 4 times down the field. All right, whatever it takes, to make sure everybody has the skill down. Ready, set, go, boom. Ready, set, go, boom. Whatever you want to do, that's a great way to teach that skill. The reason I really harp on showing the kids why they do a soccer move beyond just showing them what the move is because when we get to our fun game, we incorporate that skill into the game. So if our move today is, let's say, airplane move, maybe our theme is outer space. I'm a big alien and I want to take the space rocks. Are you going to let me take your space rock? Everybody will probably say no. All right? Now, when I say red light, you can do your airplane move. If I say red light and you're not doing your airplane move, I can take the soccer ball, right? A lot of times the kids are gonna be laughing, giggling during this game, and the ball will roll away. So the only way they can keep it safe is by using the move they just learned. Application. Okay, so we're gonna go back to our skill and also our fun game portion of the session. When this is happening, you should have a soccer ball at your feet as well. You should be doing what you're asking of them and also showing them how to do it, okay? So if we're teaching a skill, always have a soccer ball with you. Anytime during our session, you should be jogging and moving around, okay? We shouldn't be walking. We shouldn't go like this, go pick up a soccer ball, back the other way. Or if we're having kids dribble one side or the other, we're not just walking. We're doing it as well. We're keeping our arms moving. We don't have to be sprinting, but you want to make it look professional and make it look like you're into it, just like the kids are. To go along with this, the number one way to have success at a session is to have fun. If you're walking around all mopey like this, it's not gonna look good. If you're running around, kicking soccer balls, encouraging the kids by name and giving them high fives, you're gonna have more fun, they're gonna have more fun, and everybody's gonna have a better experience. And that's what we're looking for. All right, so along with having fun, here are a couple ways to make your session go smoothly, or if it's off the rails, maybe get it back on track. So if kids aren't listening, energy is a great thing to use. But if you're using a lot of energy, maybe you go to the opposite direction and get really calm. All right, it's the same thing with your voice. If you're really loud all the time, maybe it's getting really, really quiet. So kids come a little bit closer and have to focus on what you're saying. All right, so inflection of the voice, also changing energy levels back and forth depending on what's necessary. Now, I've got the soccer bag in my hands. When kids are crazy, you have a couple options. One thing is always cleanup. Kids love cleaning up because it's something they know how to do and it's easy. All right, so I'm gonna have everybody feed the hungry soccer bag. Tell me your favorite food. When they do, I'm gonna say, yum, 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 yum. Eat the soccer ball, maybe nibble at their hands, and it's silly, they'll enjoy it, and it'll redirect their mind and their energy. Another way that you can kind of distract the kids and switch gears when things are a little bit off track, grab the soccer bag, have everybody clean it up, and have them chase you. Now you want to be careful that you're not running them into each other and crashing each other, but them chasing you is going to be one of the most fun things they can do. All right, who's going to get it? Oh, here we go. Oh, who? And no, we're going to run all the way around, and kids will love this. It'll get their brains off whatever disruptive behavior they were just participating in, and hopefully it'll be a lot of fun. Okay, it's time for us to score a goal. With our minis, a lot of times I see coaches put the goals this far away. That's too close. Obviously, we're not going to go all the way down the field, but bring it back enough, about 15 feet away from them for the first week. Each week after that, you can start moving the goals back. We want to make some progress while we're doing this. For the classics, I encourage you to push those goals almost all the way down the field. Maybe week one, you just start at midfield, but every week get them closer and closer to the other end of the field. All right? If you have an advanced group, start the goals down at the end of the field. We want to challenge these kids while also having a ton of fun. It's time for us to score a goal, okay? We have the benefit of walls at this location, but let's pretend we're outside and there's no walls. If you're the only coach, you're going to need a way to kind of keep the kids where they're at. So, you always remind them when we score a goal. We cheer for our friends. We cheer loudly. Maybe you even tell them whoever's cheering the loudest will get to go next. Once they score it, you need to remind them that they keep their soccer ball inside the goal. They run, they give you a huge high five, maybe even do a celebration, and they sit in the cheer box. The cheer box is one of the biggest things you can do, and it doesn't seem like it's much, but it keeps kids in a spot right here, and you can encourage them to get really loud, cheer. Maybe they do a high five line for all the kids that come by. Make it a big deal to be in the cheer box once you score, all right? The benefit for you here is you can go off and help other kids. You can pick other kids to score. You don't have to chase kids off the field, which will be a lifesaver. So, cheer box. Last part of our session is the scrimmage, all right? I want to see coaches using jerseys, okay? We see too many coaches not using jerseys. This is one of the most fun parts for kids, to be able to get to be on a team and play the game, okay? Make jerseys a big deal. Now that everybody's over here, everybody repeat after me. We get what we get, and we don't pitch a fit. Remind them that whatever color jersey we get, it's okay. If they throw a tantrum, tell them, hey, next week you can get the other color. Another thing that I like to do that's been tricking kids recently, instead of just handing them a jersey and they say, I want orange, say, everybody put your hands up in the air, see if you can catch it. And I like to throw that jersey up there. They're trying to catch the jersey. They're not thinking about what color it is. All right, finally, now we've got our jerseys on. Scrimmage is about to start. Scrimmages are all about week-by-week progression. So for minis, week 1, you're using all the soccer balls. Maybe you're just hoping they all use their feet and score in the goal. Maybe the next week, everybody, orange team's gonna score that way, gray team's gonna score that way. Same thing with the older kids, but a little bit more advanced. So you're telling them, oh, if the ball's going towards your goal, pull it back. You may incorporate other skills. Hey, dribble or do little kicks to get down the field. So I encourage you to use skills that you've taught, especially the skill from that day, and really reinforce it during our scrimmage. Make it fun and make it awesome. Okay, y'all. Hopefully all this helps.